Well, today we're going to be cooking a ribeye in a black iron skillet. Pretty simple. A few basic ingredients here. Towards the end, I'm making a red wine sauce, and I'm using this Alamos brand from Walmart. Mushrooms, onions, a little bit garlic. Of course, a ribeye. This is a 1 pound, 4 ounce ribeye, and I dried it off, and I actually got it sitting in a paper towel to reduce moisture on it. It just helps it brown better. First thing we'll do is slice up some mushrooms and some onion. Uh, the uh, the onion, go ahead and I already got it peeled, but if you dicing it, I'll leave the root. But since we slicing it, you can cut the root off, and just make slices straight down, not too thick, like a medium slice, about like that. And then for the mushrooms, we'll go ahead and do the same thing. Just make slices, maybe a 1/4 inch thick or so, and I'm only gonna use half of the mushrooms. That's plenty for one steak. So there you go, like that. So let me get all that done, and we're gonna be using a black iron skillet to cook everything in today. We're gonna go ahead and use 1 teaspoon of some light tasting olive oil and 1 tablespoon of butter. And I'm just measuring the first time just to kind of show what a actual tablespoon looks like. But that's the ratio that you usually want to go with for browning stuff. And the oil just helps the butter not burn as quickly, so it gives it a little higher temperature. So once your butter's quit popping, go ahead and add the mushrooms to it. And mushrooms they don't take long. I think most people probably overcook mushrooms, but basically all you want to do is get a slight brown on them. And don't overcrowd your pan. That's very important. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some of these out. And like I said, cook this on a medium high heat, and we're gonna cook it for no more than 5 minutes. I mean, they don't take long, especially if you got a pretty high heat. And what happens is the mushrooms will absorb all the liquid in the pan, and then when they get to being done, they'll actually start releasing that liquid back into the pan, and that's when you pretty much know they're done. So yeah, it doesn't take long, and I'll add the salt and pepper once they're actually done. But yeah, it's mushrooms are very quick. I think most people just overcook them. Uh, so that's pretty much it. At this point, they're actually releasing the moisture back out of them. So at this point, they're done. So I mean, all you gotta do to finish them off now is a little bit, some salt and black pepper. I like using the fresh ground black pepper when I do it. But yeah, they mushrooms don't take long at all, and I just use regular table salt. I don't buy no fancy salt. So a little bit salt and a few grounds of some black pepper. I find fresh ground pepper is better, and that's pretty much it. So just give them a little stir, and we'll go ahead and take that out, and we'll get ready for the onions next. So same thing, we're gonna add some a little bit more oil and butter to our pan. Same amount, 1 teaspoon of oil, 1 tablespoon of butter, and I'm not gonna measure it this time. I just want to do it the first time to show what a tablespoon look like. And then we'll go ahead and add our onions to it, and we'll just brown these until they just get brown. Because I will cook them a little bit more towards the end, and so yeah, 5 to 7 minutes or so. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, they're not thoroughly cooked, but they're close. So a little season with a little bit of salt, a few grounds of some black pepper, give it a little stir, and that's pretty much it on the onions. So let's go ahead and set that to the side. And for the garlic, you could have peeled them and diced them, but I usually just mash them with the peelings on them. I mean, once you cook them, the peelings you can just take right off. I mean, it's real easy. That way you gotta worry about trying to pick up these little bits of the garlic. And for our steak, we're just gonna season it on both sides with a little bit of ground black pepper and just some plain old table salt. Um, trim the fat if you want. I never do that. I actually like the fat on a ribeye. And like I said, do both sides. And that's pretty much it on that side. And same thing on the other side. And then once you get them done, uh, take the edges and kind of like try to get some of the black pepper and salt that might have fell on the cutting board, just to get all the sides and everything nice and coated. And that's about it. The I like adding a little bit of thyme to it. I find it gives it a good taste, and you don't need a lot, just like a little pinch per side. Probably maybe a half of a teaspoon. And I don't know, like I say, you can leave that out, but I find it gives beef a nice taste. So I'll just kind of sprinkle both sides of it. And that's pretty much it for my ribeye. And here's our black iron skillet. Now, when I do a ribeye, I like using vegetable oil. So I got a tablespoon of vegetable oil. And, my pan's hot. I mean, you can see it kind of smoking. And that's kind of what you want because you want to get that nice brown on the steak. So at this point, add the steak. And the secret is don't move it. Just leave it there for 4 minutes. And I do time it when I'm doing a steak so I don't overcook it. After 4 minutes, go ahead and turn it. And same thing on this side. Don't move it. We'll leave this side for 3 minutes. And the last minute of cooking, I'll go ahead and add my garlic cloves to it. I mean, just to get a little bit of the garlic to release out of it. You could have added earlier, but I don't really want to burn them. So that's pretty much it. I took the peelings off. I mean, they came like right off. Ribeye's done. Go ahead and take that out, and I'll actually put a metal cover on top of it just to keep it hot while I finish the gravy. All right, at this point we're going to add we're going to do our sauce, and I did reduce the sauce quite a bit, but you can leave it more runny if you want. But this is a half of a cup of beef stock and a half of a cup of that red Alamos wine. And I reduced it till it was almost gone. I didn't want a real heavy sauce. Uh, but the onions and the mushrooms will soak all this up too as they cooking. So, you know, like I said, I'm gonna leave the garlic in. That was about 2 cloves of garlic, and we'll just reduce this on a medium heat or so. And that's how much I reduce it by. Like I said, I don't have much liquid left. And at this point, we'll go ahead and add the mushrooms as well as our onions. Like I said, that was already pre-cooked, so you don't really have to cook this long. Maybe a couple minutes just to get everything back to hot. Um, but yeah, I mean that's one way to do a steak. And to finish it, at the very last step, put you about a half of a tablespoon of butter in it. Just give it a nice buttery flavor. Like I said, as soon as the butter melts, it's done. So uh, yeah, quick and easy. There's all kind of ways to cook a steak. This is one of the ways I like doing it. And so yeah, that's it. So here's my ribeye. I've been sitting under my little metal cover here, and that's pretty much done. Had probably been resting, I guess, 5 to 10 minutes or so. I didn't really time it. I made the sauce, and that's pretty much it. Now we'll go ahead and spoon that on top. And this is plenty enough for 2 ribeyes, but I mean, this is my vegetable, so I'm having it with it, so I'm eating all of them. And no steak sauce. I mean, we got our red wine reduction that will be I could have left a little bit more watery, but I want to cook it down, pretty good amount. And that's pretty much it. Well, this is about a medium doneness. Uh, you definitely want to try to go 4 minutes on the first side to get that nice brown. Being that's a side you'll see when you're eating it. That's the only side you really got to brown. So you could do 4 minutes, and then 2 minutes would have been a little bit more rare. This is about a medium steak, I think. And like I said, I did 4, then 3, and that's how it looks. Like I said, it's perfect. This was a $4.97 a pound ribeye from Super One, so it's not a prime cut. I think it was select, but they're good. Just do a quick cook on them, and they come out excellent. And yeah, so just a simple ribeye dish. Of course, you got to have a glass of some red wine with it. This is the Alamos from I got it from Walmart. It's under $10 a bottle. Very good wine. Uh, yeah, I mean that's pretty much it.